This is a story I wrote back in 2009 called Shogun the Sheepdog Learns Karate. It's a very special story to me because it's based on my own sheepdog. I've tried to get it published a couple of times. I had no joy, but I still think it's a lovely story, so I'm going to share it with you. My sister did the beautiful illustrations. Shogun is a sheepdog. He lives on a farm in a caravan with his master and works for a farmer looking after sheep. Shogun's master also teaches the Japanese martial art of karate. Shogun needs to be very fit to run around the sheep, so his master takes him running every day. They run up and down the hills surrounding the farm on which they live. Shogun's master also uses this time to practice his karate, and Shogun sits and watches, waiting patiently for his master to finish so they can carry on running. What his master didn't know was that when he was sleeping at night, Shogun practices the very same karate he had watched his master perform that day. Shogun was practicing his karate one night, and one of the sheep on the farm saw him. The sheep went back to the flock and told them all what he had seen. The next day, Shogun's master told him to go and check the sheep as normal, so Shogun ran to the sheep field on the other side of the farm to do his job. When he got there, the sheep all seemed to be waiting for him. One sheep asked, "What were you doing in the field last night?" "Karate," said Shogun. "What's that?" asked another. "Practicing to defend myself," Shogun replied. "Beating people up?" a young lamb asked. "No," said Shogun firmly. "It is defending myself only when necessary." "Whatever," said a young female sheep with attitude. The flock then turned and walked away, laughing at Shogun. Shogun began slowly walking back to the caravan. He was a bit sad, but thought the sheep only laughed at him because they didn't understand. Shogun was halfway back when he heard the sheep baaing loudly as if they were in trouble. He ran to check on them. There were 3 rustlers in the field trying to kidnap all the lambs, and the sheep were running around scared. Shogun didn't have time to get his master, so he barked loudly 3 times to alert him and ran into the field to help the sheep. He growled at the men to try and warn them off, but one man kicked him and Shogun yelped. He got up, did a double punch with his front 2 paws to the first man's stomach. He turned and did a jumping roundhouse kick to the head of the second man. As the third man ran off, Shogun chased him and bit him on the bottom. As Shogun's master turned up, he saw 3 men running away, one with a hole in the back of his trousers. Shogun's master was so pleased with him, he patted him on the head and fed him steak for dinner. The sheep thanked Shogun and never laughed at him again, and from that day on, Shogun and his master practiced their karate together. And this is the real Shogun, couched up on the floor, nearly 15 years old. Hiya, boy.